Hi, welcome back to the training. Today's topic is social media and screen time. I'm Dr. KC from Mighty Grace Positive Gaming. Thank you for tuning in. Let's start. Social media and screen times are important topics because everybody is living in a digital age these days, and everybody possibly using smartphones and computer or other digital devices. It makes this such an important topic, and everybody should know how to handle it healthily. Let's do a self-check at this moment. Make sure you be honest to yourself and write down the answer for the questions on a piece of paper. First of all, how much time do you spend on the computer every day? That would include your work time, your study time, and your play time on the computer. How much time do you spend on your phone every day? No matter you're using a smartphone or not smartphone, how often do you see others bury their heads on the screens on your home or on your workplace or even in environments that surround you such as restaurants? Take a look at yourself a little deeper. If you're using social media, what kind of social media do you use every day? And what kind of social media do you use the most every day? How much time do you spend on social media every day? You can find it on your smartphone. For example, be able to find it under screen time. You'll be able to see how much time you actually spend on your phone, how often you think about social media when you're not using it every day. I'm saying that I mean when you're not looking at your phone, not using your computer. However, in your mind, in your brain, you are thinking of your followers, thinking of your post, thinking of everything related to your social media stats. And that's what I mean by that. How often you feel the urge of checking in the social media when it's not needed in reality. It kind of related to the last questions I asked. What I mean by that is you feel like you have an urge and desire to know how your social media is going and how your followers reacting and how your post doing, and urge that in your daily basis. After answering all those questions, I want you to think about and check on yourself. Are you addicted to social media or screen time, use digital devices? Sometimes it can take on the form of using your phone, computer, replying to email, and even checking social media these days. Any format of those above, are you addicted to it? Now, after you find out whether you have been addicted to it, let's talk about the harmful sides of the social media or screen time can cause in our life. First of all, for physical health, if you use digital devices too often, too much time, it can cause some of the tiredness, lack of energies, and reducing strains and motivations. That naturally make your eyes and bodies tired and make you more sleepy. And because our body is not built for long time sitting and long time staring at the computer and excessive usage of social media. The second aspect is your own life priority. All of us have different responsibilities, obligations, and priorities naturally as an individual. So you are taking a role as in a family, that you have your friends online and offline. You probably have to work and go to school for study as well. If you spend too much time on digital devices and social medias, naturally you will spend less time to taking care of your real life responsibility and priorities. The third aspect is mental health. That is a very important aspect of our wellness, and it has been studied showing that a connection between social media and mental health, that it can cause increasing depressions, anxiety, discontentment, dissatisfactions, anger, sadness, and sense of emptiness, and even low self-esteem. Think about Instagram. Think about a teenage girl that take 1,000 selfies in order to make one of the perfect one, and use all sorts of filters to make it as beautiful as it can be. Then she posted to social media, Instagram, and anxiously waiting for people's reply, comment, or even clicking like. That is a cycle of anxiety, depression, and emptiness and low self-esteem. And no matter whether they got enough like or comments that they wanted it, they always will come back to the cycle thinking, what should I do next? How can I be better next time? Get more like and get more comments. Things like that is not necessarily healthy. For all of us, and having online Discord or communities, and especially for those who are leaders, staff, or volunteers and helpers, sometimes we may feel like this. We may feel like the community can run without me, the team can function without me, especially for those in leadership positions. And sometimes if you're running a small business or even ministry, you want to go big, and sometimes it can feel like my success is all depends on it. Or even for regular members of the communities, and the FOMO, fear of missing out, can come in and attack us and saying, I cannot miss out anything and everything. I have to be online 24/7. Pay attention of those thoughts, and they might not be rational. They might be very unhealthy. So in the reality of that is that even though you are not online, it's okay. Make sure to give yourself a little grace and a little space, and knowing that your team can function, your community can run, and your success is not necessarily depend on it. It's okay to miss out here and there. You don't have to know everything and anything all the time. If you realize that you are addicted to social media and digital devices, what you can do? Yes, indeed, it's not too late to change. It's not too late to say no. That is all we are here for, to inform you that's how important it is, so that we can all make some positive changes. Now, it's important for you to think of what is best for you, because this goes very different from people to people. For example, some people can handle 3 hours social media time or digital devices every day, but it may not be the same case for you. Maybe it's 1 hour for your case, 5 hours for the other person. So it really comes down to what is good for you. It's very personal. Think about how much time do you want to spend on social media? How long do you want to spend each time? And what kind of location do you want to do it? Is it at home or at workplace? Or what kind of contents do you want to consume? Is it primary YouTube videos or social media on Facebook or Instagram or Discord? Decide what kind of content you want to consume during that period of time. After answering all those questions, are you willing to make changes? It takes determination and decision-making to decide whether you want to move forward or not. So at this moment, I would like you to ask yourself, if you see the need to change, are you willing to change? If you're willing to change, are you afraid of changes? Or on the other hand, even though you see there's a need to change, but you don't want to change at all, I want you to think about and make a decision to yourself. Are you willing to change from this moment on? If your answer is yes, I'm willing to change, let's talk about setting goals. It's examples of how to set your goal effectively. First of all, write down your new goals on social medias and screen time and what is best for you. And then share your goals with your loved ones or people that can hold you accountable. That can be people in real life or online as well. And then set a period of time and try it out, for example, like 1 to 3 months. I don't recommend people setting 7 days because that is too short to form a stable habit. So make sure to let it go at least a month. And come back to check it out and see how your plans goes accordingly. If it did not go really well, go ahead and re-evaluate and make some improvement for further changes. Now, besides that, you also need some of the characters and help for you achieve your goals. For example, self-discipline, self-control, endurance, and wisdom. You can get all of those from faith, for example, the Bible, God's words, or also get from your mentors or get from the people that hold you accountable. For example, your loved ones or your best friends. Now, during the process, you possibly would encounter some obstacles. Let's talk about some mental obstacles that you may face. For example, what if I failed? Sometimes we just have that doubt that we may not be succeed. Yes, we possibly would fail. However, shake it off and get back up and never give up. If you set a goal of 1 month and you fail the first 7 days, don't give up. Keep trying. The second one, how about I'm scared to change? And changes is always neutral. That's not always negative as we expected or thought. So change your perspective for seeing changes first and be able to be honest to yourself and say, okay, I know change is kind of neutral. I will decide how I react to it and make as positive as possible. How about feeling tempted? Sometimes if you set a goal for a month, you kind of feel tempted to go back and change it and go back to check it after 7 days. And that could be difficult. And that's why we recommend accountability, accountable partners and coming in so that you will feel less tempted, less alone, and others can help you out in the meantime. Well, how about peer pressure then? That's a great question. Not all the people can recognize social media has harmful sides at this moment. So which just means oftentimes you're doing these changes and looking at everybody's doing not the same thing. It can be a peer pressure and go back to doing whatever others doing. However, as a mature person, individual on this earth, that's something you have to know. It's okay to do different things. And it's alright to behave and do things different than anybody else. Now, after you make changes and all these sorts, and what kind of new life can you expect you can do without being addicted? Here you go. Well, first of all, you will have a healthier, better work-life balance. No matter you are working or going to school, that you'll find yourself having a better balance between all those activities. Second of all, you have better priorities. You notice that you have more time to spend with your family and friends and your other obligation and responsibility. And next, you probably have a better mental health too, and have a less tendency to feel anxious, depressed, and have a better self-esteem and self-acceptance. And at the same time, you probably have more time you can spend on your new hobbies, something that you haven't done for a long time but you enjoyed in the past. And life can be fun again. It's important to know that life is much bigger than social media or online activities. Digital devices is not supposed to be the only thing that we do in life. Life is much better than that. While the bottom line, if you know all of this above, please know that some of us grew up in a time that without social media or even computers, that all of us survived. So human beings don't necessarily have to rely on social medias or digital devices. Yes, they make things easier and a little more convenient sometimes, but it does not mean we have to rely on it 24/7. The same things go to human beings that we don't have to depend on our success on that. There are so many other ways you can achieve. At the same time, knowing social media is a double-edged sword, it has its goodness and also its harmfulness. Seek counsels from others and know how to use it in a healthy way. If we don't become a master of social media screen time, we probably would fall into a slave instead. That means we have to gain control over social media and screen time. Alright, thank you so much for the training. Hope you enjoyed. And I wish you the best and a wonderful year to come. And may you have a wonderful blessings to influence yourself, your family, and friends, and help each other to grow healthier on digital ages. Thank you very much. Tune in next time. Bye bye.